Hello, guys. We are back. We are back. We are back. Thank you for joining me, Wicked Raider 22. So let's go ahead and share the screen. We're going to do a little bit of catch up and see what has taken place so far. Let me just glide my little self out of our way. And first things first, we come up to Deliana, who we are buying to get after our 7 days of logging in. So definitely make sure that you are doing your login, and this screen should greet you each and every time. The other thing is, hey, some pretty nice gear. And I'll be honest, I have actually equipped this for several of my champions. So of course, each day we log in, boom, that's a rare skill tomb. We'll definitely be using that one a little bit later. And there will always be offers. So pop-ups we've added a brand new type of special offer that will only appear as pop-ups while you play and won't be able to be found in the shop. If you see one, take your time. If you close the offer, you'll lose it and you won't be able to find it again. These are limited high value offers, so don't miss out. The biggest thing about Raid Shadow Legends is you are going to run into these pop-ups quite often. This regular pack, of course, is in the shop, and we'll check that out in a little bit, but free to play is what we do, and that's what we're going to do. So let's see what progress we're going to make today. First things first, always go through and check everywhere you see a nice little dot, minus your champions. That's normally an indicator that there is a piece of equipment that's available, probably something you farmed from your previous time. Always looking up to double check where you are as far as gems and energy. And then we're going to check out a couple of events. We have Dungeon Divers events that's going to end in a little bit. Now, in the beginning, a lot of these or some of these requirements for this particular event, and they'll give you your start date and your stop date. So 3 days, 4 days is going to be the limit. You're going to do as you go. But since we're just starting out, we're still building our champions. It's actually one of the things that I'm going to hold off on for now. I'm going to go through, make sure I am clicking. This is one of those lightning offers that has tombs available, magic spells, you have your chickens, and but you also have this. And they make a really big deal. Don't miss this one-time offer. If you close this window, the offer will disappear. We know we're going to close that out and we're going to keep going. Let's go over here to the shop. We're going to claim our free shard as always. Come down to your limited time, limited special offer, which normally there's going to be at least one item in here that's going to pop up. If you're wondering when these are going to be used, for all of my brand new beginners like myself, these you actually use within the forge. So depending on what type of set you're trying to craft, you're going to end up running into using those as you go. Now, I did do a video previously about Great Hall, the Tavern, and the Guardian Ring. If you guys have not had a chance to see that video, I will try to remember to drop the description or the little link in for it. But if you go back on the playlist, it'll be the one just before this one. I am going to play so that we can hopefully get our market nicely open, and then we'll start visiting the market, and we'll do a little bit more when it comes to the portal as well. Heading over to the news section. Yep, they're going to give you that little refresher we've already read through. We're going to mark the rest of these as red just to get rid of that little dots. And then this is a really popular pack that pops up really often, but we're good. We're going to click out, and now we should be ready to play. At the very top in my little treasure box, I'm going to double check. These will collect and go to the forge. Energy, honestly, I'm going to leave this in here because we are great for now. We can always add the silver. And of course, for the arena, we are full as well. So let's double check on our champions, see if we can make a little progress here. We have our nice little fob, and because of where we're sitting silver-wise, I think we're going to try to advance and do a little progress. Now, what I will do is go in and see if we have a gauntlet, which I don't think we quite do. So right now, we don't have any gloves. We don't have boots to put on her, but I'm going to go ahead and buck up the sets to a level 8, and we'll let it run. Now, I will tell you, when you reach level 40, having the instant upgrade can be a great thing. You have to be careful though, because silver is extremely hard to come by. But I know when we were playing the other day, one of the things is I started running into either longer battles or challenging ones. So I was having those moments where I thought my champions would be able to squeeze out a victory, but that wasn't always necessarily true. We're going to do this last one, work on our chest plate just a little bit. And this allows us to kind of keep everybody at the same point. We're not going to be inheriting the best gear at the moment, but we all know that it gets better with time. And the other thing we can dive a little bit deeper into, which I will likely do a full out video on, is the area where your champions are located as well. And once we've done all the major areas in the game, then we can, of course, start doing a deeper dive on our champions themselves, because some of them I am pretty interested. So we're going to work today and see if we can earn enough gear to actually get Sniper fully outfitted, if nothing else. All right, so we can either start campaign today or arena. Since we're 10 tokens in, I'm going to encourage you guys each and every day to either start off with your clan boss or start off with your arena. I normally go in and do a little warm up with my first 5 to 10 battles. Number one, it's going to allow you to earn a couple of rewards. And number two, that will be the materials that we'll need for later anyway. Now, our team is not the strongest. We're right at 9,700. So we're going to try to select a couple of teams that we should perform really well with. And we'll see exactly how this one goes. I'm going to speed this up because we do have that 2x in there. And oh, we're looking nice and strong here. Victory, victory. Now, as you guys are playing through arena, pay attention to team power, but do not allow team power to trick you. There are some instances where, for example, the team power here is pretty low, 3,800, but this is Deliana. It depends on how your champion is actually equipped. We're going to go in with the level 19 on Crusader and kind of see how we do there as well. Now, with a champion like Crusader, keep in mind, they usually have a rally or an ally that can help them out. For this particular person, they're working on their KO, which I can tell you right off the bat, he becomes extremely strong as you continue to move through. We've made it to tier 2. So just looking, and you can kind of click and see what you have. Bronze medals, remember these are used in the Great Hall in order to improve all of our champions overall. You also have your Magisteel. This is allowed and used in the Forge. By the time you unlock your Forge, you will have a large amount of Magisteel. What you will be missing are like bloodstones. So the different stones you can only get from like the Tower, from Faction Wars. Those are the things that push you to go into other areas of the game. We still have the classic arena points, which are being earned, and then the tournament points, which are being earned as well, which reminds me, we need to double check and see if we've been admitted to a clan. If not, we'll go back in and we can definitely do some type of application so that we can get in with someone else as well. So arena challenge has been completed. We're going to still continue because we've only done 2 battles so far, and we'll probably just go down this list, just kind of get a feel of where our champions are at the moment. Now, here's a question. If you started with a different champion, so my first account was with Kale, the second was with our current list. If you guys would with someone else other than Elhain, how is your team developing so far? What are you kind of focusing your attention on? Is going to be the question of the day. When I'm going through arena, especially in the very beginning, the goal is to see, do I have certain champions that are, being killed off first? If there's something within their armor that I need to work on, that's pretty obvious, especially if I already have that access that is available as well. So all of that can be really, really helpful. As we move down and start to challenge ourselves, you'll notice that parts of your team may fall off. And that gives you a chance to go back to your champion realm, deal with what you have equipped your champion with. And then of course you can go to campaign to work on your XP and building your team a little bit stronger. And these battles will normally go pretty quickly. Even at the higher levels, these battles will normally go pretty quickly. Now here, we're getting to 2 champions that have a little bit more umph. Let's see if we're ready. I think we are. I think we can definitely pull this one off. Remember that he was another champion that you could pick from the very beginning. Everyone will run into a war priest. Some people will sacrifice her as food for their lead champion pretty quickly. Yes, did good. And with Gallic, I've seen a couple of people that build strong teams around him that usually fall into that Crusader kind of category in the beginning. I know with my other account, now that I'm level 41, you start to see where either they're going to completely scale him up with 6 stars, all ascended, or he becomes a player that you no longer see in arena. You're only probably running him to help your other champions. There is a push to always find a hard hitter on your team. I have found that on one of my teams, War Priest by far fits that bill. On average, most of her hits are hitting like 6, 7, 8,000. And for me at this point of where I am in the game, that's going to do a really good job. But it's trying to sacrifice champions to move your lead champion to that 6 star. That becomes pretty tough. We can normally make it through all of these battles. And we'll see. We'll see. But I can tell you now, to not form relationships with other champions, what I'm doing is only equipping and using my shields and gauntlets and all that greatness on champions that I do intend on keeping. Now, that strategy will have to change because eventually there will be a need for me to pause, go back in and have multiple teams of champions. It keeps you, I guess, from having a set skill set across the board. But y'all, there are some clan bosses and dungeon areas where that lead hero, that lead champion will definitely need some assistance. I love these teams when I see them. It's always one of those where someone's just dumped in a champion just so they can get to the arena and get started. And honestly, that is the way to go for quite a while, because you're not trying to come in and beat every single person that's involved. If you look here, they normally give you those 1 or 2 that you have not cleared. And I know that in our in my treasure little box, I have an additional 10 tokens, but I'm not going to use those right away. We're going to just use this opportunity to kind of meet all qualifications. Boom. This mini mix pack, if you are ever tempted, it pops up on a regular basis. It's not something that you have to rush yourself to go out and do. And if you're feeling stuck, remember, especially if you are dedicating yourself to a free to play account, there are other areas in the game where you can always go back and do a little tweaking as you're waiting on your tokens, your energy, or what have you to refill. And in the beginning, you guys will notice that we've accumulated a lot of items, but what we're really, really looking for, and this is going to be a good one, what we are really looking for deals more with what else is available to us as far as how can I improve my champion and utilize properly the shards that we are acquiring. And if you look here, this is one of the champions. I've had him before, and unfortunately I sacrificed him as food. I thought about it because I was really trying to power up another person. And so I had to make some hard decisions. And you're always hoping and hoping and hoping that, of course, that person will come back around. And I'm pretty sure they will. All right. I think yesterday we got stuck. So let's see. We have, before we start anything else, she got Clan Boss. We're probably not going to do too much in Clan Boss. Join or create, because we haven't joined a clan. So we need to apply to join. A lot of these clans, some of them don't have very many members. So let's see. We're gonna send out a couple of these because honestly, sometimes you just don't get a response. So we're gonna pick, oh, we got it. Yes, we are now apart. All right, we are in there, guys. We are in there. So let's go back to clan bosses. Since we are now an official clan member, boom. Ah, these are all filled. Oh gosh. So that did not work out for us. So all of these have been filled for the day and have not reset. So there's technically no history. I've actually never seen it where all of them are filled. So that's pretty impressive. But we'll come back with clan bosses. I like doing clan bosses. There are rewards involved, but for the longest, I just wanted to kind of keep track of how long could my team survive. Like that was really important to me. The other thing is I know for a fact, I'm going to show you guys the importance of dungeons, which is another area we'll dive into probably in the next video, because we haven't taken a look at our different game modes beyond just hitting the arena and kind of getting excited about making it in. So we'll save dungeons and let's do a little bit of campaigning so far. So let's go to our stuck spot first. We got stuck yesterday. We got stuck, y'all. We're working on accuracy. I'll get really excited when I hit here because this is a set that requires 2. This will be a really good set for us to attach to sniper. I think there will be a pretty good benefit for it. We still need to build these 2 young ladies up. So Elhain and War Priest, we're trying to hit that level 30 for them, which does 2 things. It will allow us to move them up to 4 stars. We'll definitely start focusing more on ascending, but I think maybe we can get this done. So let's see how we fare at this point. What was happening is we were making it to round 2, but their increased critical rate and their ability to ignore different buffs that are being put out was not helping. So we weren't strong enough to kill off our enemies before they were able to layer and start really protecting themselves. Sniper is still not making it beyond round 2, which is kind of what we saw yesterday. You'll notice that some of your dark elves, a few of your high elves in their early stages can be more difficult to keep alive. Some of the hardest hitters in the game are the same way. They're really strong players. They're really good players to have on your team. But I've heard Ash for Shadow Raid Legends call them squishy. They are really difficult to keep alive. So at this point, I don't really have, beyond War Priest, anyone that's jumping up and down to heal everything. And so Elhain was dying early yesterday. Oh, we finally made it. And that guy was taking us out. So we need to level up, but I have to get some gear on sniper or we're going to have a hard time. Remember that Crusader was being kept around for food. So that was going to be the main point for him as well. I'm tempted to do stage 4. I would love to see if we could just acquire a little bit of gear. And I always love how they put the boots at stage 6. And I am pretty sure before we make it here, something may go on. So let's double check our champions before we dive into this battle. Because for Sniper in particular, I would really like to improve her stats. Windtalker. Windtalker is... it's the 2 stats for me. It's the 2 stats. It's the 2 skills for her as well, but it gets a little bit better. It gets a little bit better. Let's look at artifacts. I don't think we've earned anything additional that will really be worth putting on her at this point. Now, I could move this set around, which I think is what we're going to have to do here. And that would definitely boost. We're going to go back to the offense set since it does take 2 pieces. I could take this chest plate off of her and go ahead and add the gauntlets here. And I think that's what I'm going to have to do. But the problem is Lifesteal is a set of 4. So we're still not quite ready. And I am pretty sure if I go to the tavern with this one, let's just go back just to check. Guys are gonna always come for that. There's not a quicker way to improve her just yet. I wouldn't want to use these since she's only level 2. I'm tempted to do it with Elhain instead, only because I know that would get her a little bit closer, a whole lot quicker. And I need to boost her as quickly as possible. Yeah, we're right there. So we only need about 2,000. Let's see if we can run this again. But here's something else that we need to pay attention to. If she's going to move up as far as upgrade rank, the other thing that we'll need to do is to have enough champions to sacrifice to boost her to that next level. And for example, when we are upgrading Elhain, which I'm going to upgrade her skills in just a second, you're going to need to have the number of champions needed in order to upgrade her, or chickens, which chickens have been extremely hard for me to come by. Now, she's a rare champion. I do have a rare skill tomb. I'm going to go ahead and enhance her. It's one of those things that I think will be pretty helpful for us where we are right now. And if we don't successfully finish this next battle, I'll show you guys what I sometimes do in between. So gotta have goals, and we're gonna finish all these out. Remember, when it comes to stars, we're gonna come back and tackle these to get the 3 stars. But right now we're pushing through trying to get all of our major champions nicely equipped. And let's see on this next level how we do. Elhain is so close with the level 29. So I definitely think we can take a little opportunity to get this one done. Let's see. All right, round 1 is going a lot quicker. It is going much quicker than it did the first time. Now, hopefully Crusader, who's not going to make it past this second round, is going to get a little bit more motivated, but we will probably have sacrificed him since he's on the list as one of the ones that will be sacrificed to improve Elhain's ability. Now, she's holding strong. I'll give her that. But these little hounds can be annoying. And if you notice War Priest, you can build War Priest pretty tanky with defense, is what I'm thinking. I'm going to go back and take a look at how I built her the first time and see if I make a couple of tweaks, what the biggest difference is between the two. I will tell you guys this, when we go back and take a look at the champion area. When it comes to masteries, for example, you're dealing with scrolls. Yes, we have a glove now. The other thing you want to pay attention to beyond just your progression is also that you are able to create versatile champions. So some of these champions are great for campaigning. There are some people with several teams. I'm now up to 3 solid teams. Almost all members of those 3 teams in particular are at least 4-star ascended. They are 5-star level 50s. And I'm working on now trimming that down or supporting that group until I can get everyone bumped up to the next level. What I've been paying attention to the most is which area are the champions performing best in. I actually put together a team just to kind of go through. I had Deliana as the lead. I'm building Eris. There are 2 more on that team. Really put them in just to improve them so I could use them for food. And you guys will not believe that team actually, I ended up keeping all the champions for it. Like I actually went in and 100% saved them because together they were amazing. Like they're like 1 step behind my original team that I put together. And those are the moments when you get really excited. Now this is when Deliana having a little extra would be helpful because she doesn't quite make it to the end, but War Priest is still there. And that's going to be helpful. Now, you take a look, nice little chest plate. We have silver that's being dropped. And of course, our points as far as tournaments. I'm going to click next, but we're going to go back and see if we can add just a little bit. And look here. Look who just maxed out. I am so excited about that. Let's go to Sniper. She's up to level 5. we're going to go in and see if we have a gauntlet, which we do. And look at this, guys. Accuracy only requires those 2 pieces. We don't have shoes. I need shoes. So I want some accuracy shoes, unless I can go in and move you. And I can't. We're going to just move this. I'm just going to be honest with you. We're just going to remove it. I know. As precious as silver is, it's just going to cringe my nerves. I have got to get Sniper into a complete outfit. We're going to go in and upgrade. This one is going to hurt my spirit, but we're going to see how far we can get. I know with these lower pieces, I can normally upgrade maybe all 3 of these for about 30,000, maybe would be nice. But you do get to the point where every time you're trying to upgrade a level, it's 25, 30, 40,000 silver. So it becomes a little tedious, especially when that's the one resource you're having a hard time with. Oh, and there's something else I want to show you guys when we go back. So we're going to upgrade all of these to a level 8, just to kind of get started to see how they do. We want to double check that we have properly equipped our champions, paying attention to the number that's in parentheses next to the title or the name of the equipment. So it'll tell you if, for example, this set is the offensive set, but there are 2 pieces that must be equipped in order for it to have an impact on your champion. And that's something you want to keep in mind. For the longest, for some reason, I was not paying attention to that one. So I was literally going in and just saying, oh, okay, let's just put this boot and, this gauntlet in there and this helmet, and not realizing that my champion wasn't benefiting from that at all. And it's only when you get stuck, you really start listening and going back to kind of investigate how things can work. So if you take a look, we're at 138,000. And you guys remember we first started, I wanted 300,000 to be our cutoff, but I knew we were going to be using silver quite a bit. Let's take a look at good old Elhain. I think it's time to take my lady to the tavern because she is maxed out. So here's where the issue comes in. Elhain is now maxed out, but if you notice here, there's no red dot next to upgrade rank. And if you haven't guessed it, you're probably already thinking it. It's because we don't have enough champions that are 3-star. All right. So this is probably one of the biggest issues that you're going to run into. Now, you need 3 champions that are 3-star. So this is what we're going to have to do. We're going to need to get champions. And I'm going to go ahead and we're going to just open all of our shards, kind of see what we get. All right, World Word Bearer. Got a couple of 2 stars in there. Okay. So here we go. Not the best. All right, so Word Bearer, still 2 skills, not your favorite. This one has Noble Authority as her first attack. Will attack 1 enemy, has a 25% chance of placing a 25% decreased accuracy debuff for 2 turns. So I've had pit spawn a couple of times, and I have seen people that have maxed them out. I've never had the desire to max them out, but he does have Evil Touch, which will attack 1 enemy. Whoa. Notice the levels, because it lets you know how much in resource you're going to have to dedicate to this champion. And then he also has attacks all enemies, has a 25% chance of placing a 25% decreased attack debuff for 2 turns. So he is going to be all about the defense. Ritualist is another one I've thought about increasing stats on, but honestly, so far I've used her mainly as food. Attacks 1 enemy 2 times, has a 15% chance of decreasing enemy max HP by 25% of the damage dealt. And then, of course, attacks 1 enemy, has a 75% chance of placing a 30% debuff 2 turns. Y'all, Ritualist in the Barbarian category, I absolutely love how she looks. I think that by far is, check it out. That's amazing. That is gorgeous. But Homegirl is food. Homegirl is food all the time. If you have not noticed this total stats button, it took me a while to get here. And if you start clicking over, even if you're looking at classic arena, attack points that are being added, and then defense, these totals here, oh, make you sad. Her speed, not the fastest. Defense is low, and that starting HP is not great. Even when you go into your index, you'll notice the stats don't improve very much. Duelist, I have been trying to find a special place in my heart for this champion. It has not worked. So we have the Elhain level 1, which she only attacks one enemy, heals by 20% of the damage that is inflicted. So that damage, that healing will only impact her. And then, of course, you have the Stunning Slice, which attacks one enemy and has a 50% chance of placing a stun debuff before for one turn. So nothing to write home about. We have Saurus. If you notice, we're only really looking at our 2-star that we just pulled. Wind Cutter, he's going to attack all enemies. And then Fire Wave, where he attacks all enemies 2 times. Honestly, at this point, if I had to pick, I'm not the hugest fan. My baby is slow at 83. At least he attacks everybody both times. I guess maybe that will make a difference. Guys, Mage Killer, you're going to pull her all the time. I love how she looks. I love the colors that are used. Just overall, like, even the boots, like I'm loving it. Dark Elves have got to be my favorite, but this, I know y'all said this one skill. So Harry, it's called Harry. Attacks one enemy, has a 10% chance of putting the target skill on cooldown. Honestly, Mage Killer has been one of the best food sources I have had so far. So we didn't have the greatest of pulls, but it allows us to kind of reset ourselves, and we'll come back and kind of talk about our portal in a little bit. But it also allows you to get a little XP, which is always nice. And we're going to go to the index, make sure we go through. And one of the biggest things that I look at, and we'll talk about the index, how you can use it probably a little bit differently, how it's used for a beginner, or how I've chosen to use it so far. And if you guys have some suggestions, I would love to hear them. But honestly, when I'm scrolling through, a lot of times I'm just looking for the pictures that are highlighted so that I know exactly who I'm getting rid of. Do not sleep on uncommons. And I'm going to be honest. Commons you're going to get all the time. This is a food level if ever I have seen one, period. But uncommon champions, you have to be careful, because in some categories, guys, some of these uncommon have better skills and are better equipped to be a member of your team. And it's all based on how you build your teams. The best thing about this game is the biggest differences are based on you. It's your preferences, it's what you're thinking about and what you're doing. I'll be honest, I don't come to Lizardmen very often. I don't deal with them very often. I may slink around just because his HP is, for me at this moment, is a little bit better. So he may be one I build a little second just to hold on to, but he will likely become food as well. Orcs are another category that I don't have a large amount of experience with. Even on my first account, I think I don't have a legendary or an epic. Have I even pulled a rare? These are really hard to pull. I have pulled a rare. I have pulled a Gore Mask before. You get a couple of choppers in the beginning as you're pulling. You'll eventually get spike heads. But that's about it. Honestly, that's as far. Now, uncommons, you will pull Throat Cutter. I have pulled Sun Tribe as well. I think I pulled her the other day. But you get a lot of War Boy. War Boy pops up all the time. He is not going to be your favorite champion. Again, he's another source of food. Oh, guys, when we talk about this good index, Demon Spawn. Demon Spawn is one, I think, in just about every top player, every veteran player that I've listened to and watched so far. This is probably the area that pumps out champions over and over again. A lot of these guys are really good. And I'll be honest, I have Dur. I guess that's how you pronounce it. I love her. Oh my gosh. Baby girl, do not let the looks fool you. Amazing. Okay, if you bump, it's a girl. I hope it's a girl. It's a guy. If it's a guy, I'm so sorry. But if you bump this entity up, oh, revives on time, attacks on time. So awesome. So awesome. All right, we have Yuri Kata. I don't know. I pulled her as well in my first account. I mean, she's epic, but it's not given. It's okay. I have her at a 5-star so far, but honestly, I think she's going to become a high sacrifice level of food, which kind of makes me sad. I may hold on to her because it's nice to have both of them on the same team so that everyone else can just be a nuker and they're reviving and healing along the way. So I prefer here over here, but we'll talk about that one as well. A lot of rares that are great. Oh, Marquise. Oh, when I say in it right now, where I am at level 41 on my other accounts, she is so important. And of course, you will see Lemire, you will see Incubus, you will pull Pitker. A lot of people have used him as for farming. Biospawn I've seen, but I've never built or worked with. And with Pit Spawn, I'm tempted to just see what he does. So we'll see. Let's see who we can go back. Because I want to bump Elhain, guess what we have to do? We are going to go back into campaign, and I'm going to drop us back to Catacombs here. Let's run some of ours that have not done 3-star just yet. I'm actually going to pick the ones that we don't even have 2 stars for. And we're going to use these as some really good opportunities for us to slide in. I'm going to take her out. I will make you my next person because we have to upgrade our people so that way they can become our next source of food. So we need our champion to have enough 3 stars to take them out as well. Now, you will get the reminder that you have a champion that's loaded in a leadership position that does not have an aura. What I have learned is that sometimes when you ascend a champion to 5 stars or 4 stars even, they will actually go the extra mile and end up having an aura added to them, which is really, really nice. I think 3 or 4 of my champions that initially did not have an aura have one now. So we're just going to see how our little one champion is holding up. And hey, we're at round 3. A lot easier when you go back through than when you went through the first time. Guys, I would encourage you at this stage to go ahead and just kind of farm, do a little bit of farming in campaign, but you're dragging people through. You're just improving your food to make sure, Word Bearer is doing pretty good, but we've got to get Word Bearer to level 20. Same thing for Crusader. And we're building up Sniper along the way. So I'm going to run all of my previous levels until I'm able to have enough of them left so that I can sacrifice them as far as improving Elhain's progress. So after this battle, I think it's going to finish us up. The next video we do, we're going to take a look at, should we dive into champions? I'm between champions, the index, and the portal, I think. I was thinking about doing both the portal and the shop together, or I may say the shop and the progression page. Can't even talk, to see how those do. So be on the lookout for that one. I think we're going to make it through this video. I'm going to continue working to power up my little champions and seeing how that goes for the day. And we will meet back during the next video. Even this level 10, hey, we've got this one. Always looking for that extra edge. And it's nice to acquire these shards as well. Keep in mind that as you go up your level 1s, level 2s, they're going to pick up a lot of experience points. So that will work well with you. So, hey, Well, guys, it's been a good one. This is a short one. No point in dragging this one out. You guys keep grinding. I'm going to see what other areas we can work through. I will definitely post that update for you, and I will see you soon. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to go ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification button so you'll know when videos are posting. Right now, we're doing a push, so trying to post each and every day, twice a day. We'll see how long we can keep that one going. I am Wicked Raider 22, and I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.